look at the damage and the impact of that entire strike. This is where 4 people have been confirmed dead. All right, as I speak, you can hear the air raid sirens going in, so I will have to make my way. This is the announcement being made. Listen to it. So this announcement basically saying make your way to the safe area. Good evening and welcome to this special broadcast which NDTV is bringing to you from Sheva, the city which bore the brunt, the maximum damage just hour and a half before the supposed ceasefire was being implemented between Iran and Israel on the 12th day of this ongoing conflict. I am standing right now in Sheva, and you will hear a lot of noise. You would also see a lot of heavy earth-moving vehicles behind me. They are at the site of what used to be a residential building right here. This is that residential building which was struck just 1 hour 15 minutes before the supposed ceasefire came into effect between Israel and Iran. 4 people lost their lives in this and 5 were badly injured, those who were pulled out of the rubble. Right from that time, there was expectation that Israel will respond. And what will then happen to the ceasefire? Both Iran and Israel seem to be wanting the last upper hand before the ceasefire could be implemented. That really angered the United States President Donald Trump, because remember, the Israeli defense minister had very clearly said that Israel is going to respond with full force to the aggression from Iran. Donald Trump came out, warned both the sides not to escalate. The big question now is, will this fragile peace, will this fragile ceasefire hold?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that.
So will this peace hold? That's the big question. We have heard from the, through the day from the Israeli side, they have been saying the ball is in Iran's court. But let me very quickly at this moment bring Syed Asif Zaidi, research scholar at the Al-Mustafa International University, who is joining me at this moment. Mr. Zaidi, thank you for speaking to me. Let me very quickly first begin by asking you, Donald Trump has said that both the sides have violated ceasefire. The defense minister of Israel has also mentioned that they will hit back hard because of the transgressions of Iran. That's their charge. They are saying after the ceasefire announcement, there was still missiles which were lobbed. One of the buildings behind me was also hit. What is the Iranian side's view on this? Do you think that this ceasefire is going to hold?
The situation or the view from Iran at this point, as I'm picking it up from the media within Iran, is that nobody is using the word ceasefire here. For example, the National Security Council released a statement some time ago where it deliberately chose to avoid using the word ceasefire, but it said that it had forced Israel and America to pause their aggression. And it is watching every step. It does not trust any of the statements that are being issued by the enemy, and it is completely ready to continue this battle. So I think it is premature to speak of a ceasefire. And as you are well aware, that attacks just over the last hour or so, there have been some attacks inside Iran as well. And we see now that, of course, for a few days now, America has dropped all pretense of any kind of separation between America and Israel. And it is a completely joint operation. So it continues. I think it is premature to speak of a ceasefire. Interestingly, We've just seen a statement from the foreign minister of Qatar, who has said on record now that after the Iranian retaliatory attack on the Al Udeid American Air Base in Qatar, it was the American president that contacted the king of Qatar and requested that he speak to Iran and get a ceasefire. And that's how Qatar has now declared that it was the channel, not Oman or any other country in this particular case. Qatar has declared that it was the channel that initiated this conversation about ceasefire, but it has yet to come to any kind of fruition. So it is early to talk of a ceasefire. The balance of power has shifted decisively in West Asia and perhaps in the world. And America and Israel find themselves scampering, if I may use the word, to find some kind of face-saving exit from this quagmire that has been created by the unprovoked Israeli attack on Iran on the 13th of June.
Okay, but Mr. Zaidi, that of course could be the point of view of the Iranian regime, because a similar point of view is also here in Israel and United States, where they believe the objectives which they started this operation with have been met because they have attacked the nuclear facilities. But let me ask you this. Every regime, whether it's here in Israel or in Iran, would want to go out from this conflict at least telling their people that they have had an upper hand. What is the sense among the people in Iran? Is there an overwhelming majority which would like hostilities to end, or are people looking at a prolonged conflict?
Yes, you're absolutely right that every government, be it a regime or be it a legitimate government, would tell its people that it has won any kind of a conflict. That goes without saying. But I suppose that we can judge the veracity of claims by placing these claims against the stated objectives. For the Iranian public and for the world at large, the objectives that were stated by the aggressor, America and Israel in this case, were the following. They wanted to destroy nuclear technology and facilities within Iran. They wanted regime change. And right from on the 13th of June, we had the Israeli Prime Minister declaring that he wishes to see the Iranian public rising up against their government system. So these were at least some of the stated goals of the aggressives, of the side that conducted this aggression. For the defending side, which is Iran in this case, the primary goal was to ensure that the goals of the aggressor were not achieved. And the Iranian public at this point understand that the aggressor has not managed to achieve any of its goals. In addition to that, the Iranian public is incensed and angered by the unprovoked aggression and by the insulting statements that have been issued, sometimes from Tel Aviv, but increasingly from the real center of decision making, which lies in Washington. They are incensed, they are angered, and therefore there is immense willingness to continue with this battle. And they understand that the longer that this battle or this conflict continues, the greater will be the disadvantage that the aggressor will be placed at, because the aggressor fundamentally is far away. It is a colonial project, while the Iranians believe they are in their own homeland, defending themselves against illegitimate and unjustified aggression. So there is immense national unity in Iran at this time, and there is immense appetite to continue the fight. In fact, sections of the Iranian public have expressed deep disappointment since this morning, ever since there has been talk of a possible ceasefire. So there is of course a sense of confidence that in this kind of a conflict.
I'm completely out of time on this discussion. I will have to leave it there. Thank you so much for speaking to us and presenting, in fact, a sense of what is happening, or at least the thinking there is in Iran. But the fact is, ladies and gentlemen, there are a section of people that you will hear the same voices, those who would come out and continue to say that, they would want this campaign to continue. I saw that here in, Israel as well, a similar sentiment there being presented by Mr. Zaidi, but it looks like while the people might and their experts, a spokesperson might be pushed forward to present this kind of view, there are a lot of back channels, give and take, which is going on as we speak to try and cease the hostilities which have been going on for the last 12 days. But as I was telling you, the spot that I am at this moment where the cleanup operation is going on, this used to be a building, and trust me when I say this, a few hours back, I arrived here, the attack happened here just before 6 o'clock, and when I arrived here right about 9:30, this was a very different scene from what you see right now. It is local time, 3:45 at this moment. It has taken only 4 to 5 hours for this massive cleanup operation. Possibly, by tomorrow, beyond this building, which bears the testament of the direct missile attack, you would not find many remnants of what had happened here. A sad story, a sad end for 4 people who lost their lives, and also the others, those who were injured. Let me very quickly take you through my ground report of what I saw when I arrived at this very juncture, because bear in mind, Beersheba becomes the very important point with whatever happens as far as this fragile ceasefire is concerned. We are coming to you from this location which was hit in Beersheba, a residential high-rise which was hit at 5 o'clock, 5:20 local time here. And look at the damage and the impact of that entire strike. What I can see behind me, an entire block of this building absolutely, damaged and devastated. It has come down. This is where 4 people have been confirmed dead after the first barrage of missiles came in from Iran. This is one of the the localities in Beersheba, one of the cities there, and you'll still see the rescue workers or right on top as well. This is where 4 people lost their life, 5 others were pulled out of the rubble when the rescue workers reached this place. And even at this moment, where we are standing, right next to the building, all that you can see are the signs of impact and what is left behind after that devastating strike that took place here in Beersheba. All around, even in the buildings which did not take the direct hit, there are signs of broken glasses, windows absolutely shattered, and totally damaged cars that are strewn all around. And the rescue work is still going on. If you would see behind me in this building, this entire section of this building, this entire block has absolutely been damaged. There were 5 barrages today that we saw coming in from the Iranian missiles. At this moment, at least, what we have been told is that till 7 p.m. The Israeli government is going to see how the situation develops before any further announcement is made as far as the ceasefire is concerned. Right. So while
that's Ankit Tyagi reporting live from Tel Aviv. And as he was speaking to people, and in fact he also spoke with experts about what really is the status of the ceasefire and is it likely to hold or not. Viewers, on your screens are some latest visuals that we are getting through the ground reports that Ankit has been filing for us. Talking to us about the exact extent of damage that has been done on ground. He's reporting live from Beersheba, where maximum damage has taken place. As we try and connect with Ankit in just a bit, I want to play out some of these reactions from people in Haifa about the ceasefire that now looks may actually hold through.
I believe that the ceasefire will hold. I hope so. I don't know. You can't trust them. But if it doesn't, they know what Israel's answer will be, and they won't have a response because we control the skies, and they are the snake itself is being strangled.
I hope that it will last long, and it will lead eventually to peace. That's all I think, and I wish us luck, and all of us.
You can't know. Only time will tell. If it's gonna hold, if it's real, if it's not real.
I want to say to everybody that everything is okay. I don't hear news, and everything is okay, and life is good. Look at the sun. Life is beautiful. Enjoy life.
Welcome back. Now, in the last 3 days that I have been here in Israel, in Tel Aviv, every night there have been air raid sirens which have gone up, and projectiles have been lobbed towards Tel Aviv and other cities of Israel. But just in the last hour, or little more than that, before the ceasefire was to come into effect, today was an extraordinary day in which in about 70 minutes, 5 times, the sirens went all around Tel Aviv and other cities. In just almost every 5 to 10 minutes, we were running to the nearest bomb shelter. All right, as I speak, you can hear the air raid sirens going in, so I will have to make my way towards the shelter. This is the 4th time that these air raid sirens have gone in, and we will try and make our way out and see if we can find us a safe place. This is the 4th time the air raid sirens have gone out here in Tel Aviv and Israel. Thank you so much. So 4th alert here, and you heard the sirens going behind me while we were trying to speak. I am in a place where I could. All right, this is the announcement being made. Listen it to. So this announcement basically saying make your way to the safe area, and at this moment I can tell you that this is the 4th air raid siren that went off when you heard the massive air raid sirens that just began to in fact blare here in Tel Aviv as well. I have lost the connection to the studio. I'm hoping that I can get connected again, because the signal here in the safe room are extremely bad. Okay, again we can hear some loud thuds. It seems that interceptors are on the job. There are some missiles which have been lobbed towards Tel Aviv, and at this moment I can only tell you that this is from the time I have come in, it's the 3rd day now, and I have never seen in the last 3 days, 12th day of the war, how continuously barrage after barrage of missiles is coming in from Iran. Massive cleanup operation here in Sheva, just few hours after that direct hit to this building behind me. Frantic work going on with rescue workers now clearing the building, and debris being cleared and picked up with massive machines which have been pressed into action. In fact, it was not just this building, but cars and buildings around this area which were also damaged, now being picked up one by one by these cranes which are coming in and taking the stuff away. When this strike took place, I spoke to the international, when I reached here, I spoke to the, Israeli police international spokesperson, who gave us an idea about the exact moment of the impact and the scenes that they saw right when they arrived here. Lieutenant Dean Elson, he is the international spokesperson for the Israeli police. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Let me ask you for this. There must be first responders who would have come at that point of time. When did the missile strike take place in this building? It's a completely residential civilian area.
Yeah, so our emergency dispatch got the call approximately around 6 a.m. this morning, a little bit before that. And because our police officers have been on heightened alert since the very beginning, since June 13th, we've had units that were very close. They arrived here, including our bomb disposal units, to clear the site from missile fragments and debris so that the rest of the officers and security forces can go inside and begin their search and rescue efforts. We're talking about a residential building that sustained intense damage. You see it right here. It's not a military base and it's not a security building. This is somebody's home. It's not meant to absorb a ballistic missile. And unfortunately, we've recovered 4 individuals who were murdered here. We have a number of casualties, and the search and rescue teams are still working at this time. You can see them up there on the top floors, still going room by room to try to remove the rubble that was once somebody's home and try to uncover the civilians that might be trapped underneath.
Is there a sense of how many people were there at the time of impact in this building, when the missile hit?
I don't have exact numbers for you. I can give you my observation here from the field. You're talking about a 6-7 floor building with about 4 or 5 apartments on each floor. So you gather the numbers from there. Who was home? I can't exactly tell you. What I can tell you is it doesn't matter even if there was one person at the house. What matters is that ballistic missiles are being fired at our civilian communities. It's not a matter of opinion anymore.
Right, so that was, all that we saw today, and now the big question is, will this fragile peace, in fact, hold with this ceasefire hold? And as I say that, and I was telling you earlier of this massive cleanup operation which is going on here with debris being cleared, just look behind me where this, machine is trying to pull this truck which was parked in the vicinity of this building, which took a direct hit just, about an hour before the supposed ceasefire was to come into effect, and at least for the people here in Israel and for these rescue workers, they would be hoping that this is probably, if the ceasefire holds, the last time that they would have to indulge and do such massive cleanup operations. At this moment, that's all that we have in this special presentation. I'm Ankit Tyagi signing off from Beersheba for NDTV.